What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. It's always a pleasure to have you. I really appreciate. Thank you very much for being part of this. I know you watch us from all over the world, from South Africa. We see you from Kenya, the United States of America, from the UK, from Nigeria, from all over the place. Thank you very much. We are appreciative of your presence. Thank you for being part of this family. If this is your first time, please feel free to join us so we can make this much bigger and reach more people. It's always a pleasure. Okay. And please make your comments. If we publish a video, this is not about me, shouldn't be about me. Okay, maybe the face you're seeing right here, but we want you to talk. We want you to express yourself. That will help us think together. Okay, we want to know what you feel about whatever situation we found ourselves in. So today we're talking again about Russia. Very interestingly, Russia has turned down the request from South Africa to send President Putin to the next month BRICS summit in Johannesburg. So Russia has rejected the demand of South Africa not to send the president of the Republic of Russia to South Africa on a BRICS event that's happening. Let me repeat this one. South Africa asked Russia not to send President Putin on the event of the BRICS summit. Russia has said, no, we are sending Putin. South Africa asked if Russia could instead send Sergei Lavrov instead of sending the president himself. And Russia said, no, we are sending the president. So surely in a very defiant manner, we are coming. So they say earlier, Russia's official told Moscow time that Putin's attendance remained uncertain in the face of International Criminal Court. Indictment over the unlawful deportation of Ukrainian children and the fallout from the Wagner mercenary group community. So basically, Moscow said they were not 100% sure whether the president will come to South Africa due to, what's being hoped to happen to him. They expect South Africa to arrest the president of Russia because South Africa is a signatory of the Rome Statute. Okay, so that means whoever signed for the ICC, whoever is part of the ICC, is obliged to arrest President Putin wherever he goes. If he comes to the country, they are obliged to arrest him and hand him over to The Hague. That's how this functions. And South Africa, being part of this, being signatory of the Rome Statute, is obliged in any circumstances, if the president of Russia, who is researched by the ICC, arrives in South Africa, he should be arrested and sent to The Hague to be judged for that. So why do they want Mr. Putin again? Let me just remind you, I'm sure you know about this. When the war started between Ukraine and Russia, there were children that were displaced from Ukraine. These children are mostly Russian-speaking kids. They were moved to Russia from Ukraine. And this is the main reason why they feel like Mr. Putin should be arrested. Now, the Russian side say the reason why they moved those children was because they realized that area where the children occupied was very dangerous. In case there was action, many of these kids would have. So in order to prevent that very sad event from happening, they took those kids and moved them from the side of Ukraine that speaks Russian anyway to Russia in order to protect them. So that was the justification of the Russian side. But the world, as you would expect, jumped over the opportunity to condemn Putin, to call him more names, and request international arrest for him, which is deemed very dangerous. In fact, a while back, the president of South Africa was asked if he would arrest Putin. Who asked? People of the DA. The DA is a political party that is predominantly white in South Africa. Asked that Mr. Putin be arrested should he arrive in South Africa.
He needs to come to that court for the crimes that he has created and the pain that he has created for those millions of people in the Ukraine. Now, guess what? That president is coming here. We have a warning for him here in this province. I see the president and the ANC are flip-flopping all over the place. Now they're going to support him, then they're not going to support him, then they're going to be part of the ICC, then they're not part of the ICC. There's no flip-flopping here in the Western Cape. If Vladimir Putin comes here, our law enforcement officers will arrest him and send him to the courts.
Now, the president Cyril Ramaphosa, who is part of the ANC is the political party of Nelson Mandela, said they will not arrest Vladimir Putin because it is a very dangerous move. Arresting Putin would be declaring war to Russia. And he said, in my position as the president of a republic, I will not take such chance to declare war to Russia by arresting the president. It makes no sense. And then again, secretary said something along the lines of, we cannot invite somebody then arrest them. It doesn't make sense. How do you invite someone come to our party, come be part of our group, come have a meeting with us, then arrest him? It makes no logical sense, right?
But
You would welcome Vladimir Putin here right now,
of course,
would
we
you?
will welcome.
A man who is being investigated for war crimes by the
We
International
will
Criminal
welcome
Court.
him to come here as part and parcel of BRICS, but we know that we are constrained by the ICC in terms of doing that. Putin is a head of state. Do you think that a head of state can just be arrested anywhere? How many crimes have your country committed in Iraq?
So in order to avoid all the pressure that South Africa is getting right now, because we know South Africa is getting a lot of pressure from the US, they almost cut them off AGOA, which is a program that's helped a lot of African nations to export their food, to export their good to the United States at a very low rate of taxation, meaning allowing you to market your stuff and have a much bigger market all over the world. South Africa is one of the countries that profit the most of the AGOA agreement with the United States. The United States has threatened very subtly to say, if you continue acting the way you are, if you are pro-Russian, as you have shown it this far, we're going to pull you off this AGOA agreement. And that was one thing. There are many other things, including South African goods being slowed down across Europe. And again, the South African diplomatic body that was accompanying the president to Ukraine, then Russia, at that specific moment in Poland, when they went to discuss about finding peace, they were stopped at the airport. So many things are happening to South Africa in order to push South Africa against a corner so they can change their position. Now, in order for South Africa to perhaps show to the world that we are trying our best, in spite of the fact that Russia is our friend, they've asked Russia not to send the president in the BRICS summit. The goal is to show to the world that we are trying. And Russia say, no, we're not sending Sergei Lavrov. We are sending the president himself. And I feel like this is very defiant. It's a way for Russia to show, you know what, we're not scared. Because I also feel that way. And Russia say, no, we're not sending the president anymore. We're going to send his, it sounds like you're scared, right? You're afraid. What's the best way to show the world that I'm not afraid of you? It's doing exactly what they expect you not to do. And that's what's happening right now. Now, they also say, we understand we are bound by the Statute of Rome, but we can't invite someone and then arrest them. You cannot understand our dilemma. South Africa Deputy Minister Paul Mashile said, we will be happy if Putin doesn't come. So Paul Mashile, who's the deputy president, said, we'll be happy if Vladimir Putin doesn't come. But he's going to come. He said, we would be happy, but he's going to come because this is BRICS. And again, friends, for those of you who don't know, BRICS is a union of countries that are very powerful, including Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and many other countries coming together now because they felt the need to come together to oppose the Western general hegemony. The Western countries are looking like they want to dominate the world. So whatever you do, they don't like it, you're getting sanctioned. If you do something the West doesn't like, you're going to get sanctioned. If you try to say something they don't like, you're going to get sanctioned. If you do not apply in your country's behavior they do not like, you're going to get sanctioned. And getting sanctioned means you are unable to transact internationally. You cannot send money properly. You cannot do business properly because you're probably going to get kicked off SWIFT services. Therefore, all these countries that say, you know what? We can't be living like this anymore. We're going to find our own ways. Let's create our own group so we can support each other. That's how China, India, Russia, South Africa, and other countries coming in came together. Now, because South Africa is a friend of Russia by BRICS, it just doesn't make sense that South Africa arrest their own friend in Vladimir Putin and send him to The Hague that is governed by the Western nations. Let me know how you feel about this. Is this a good move from Russia, refusing to send Sergei Lavrov, but instead sending the president himself? Is this a move to provoke World War III, or is this a move to make themselves respected? Please don't go without making your comment. It's very necessary. We'd like to read from you and together build this family. God bless.